Hello and welcome to the Timeslot. I said in my first video where I looked at the Speake-Marin Piccadilly that I hoped we would have a chance to look at some other Speake-Marin watches at some point in the future. Well, this time I have a Speake-Marin Velsheda. The Velsheda is a style of watch sometimes known as a philosopher's watch. More exactly, it's a single-handed watch. There are very few commercially available single-handed watches, but this isn't Peter's first. That first watch was called the Shimoda and was created for a Japanese client. It proved so popular that additional ones were sold, though in limited numbers. He had quite a lot of requests for a single-handed watch, so when he started creating the current ranges, he included one, the Velsheda. The original Velsheda was a J-class yacht built in 1933 and named after the owner's daughters Velma, Sheila and Daphne. There isn't anything particularly complicated about making a single-handed watch. The biggest change is probably to the chapter ring. Instead of there being 10 divisions between the hours, there are 12, each indicating 5 minutes. The time therefore is indicated along this scale to an accuracy of about 2.5 minutes. With practice you can do better than this, but unless you're catching a Swiss train, you probably don't need to worry too much about better accuracy than that. This really is a single-handed watch, as it doesn't even have a conventional seconds hand. The column for the seconds hand is still there, but instead it's connected to a topping tool logo wheel in the center of the dial. The main hand also has one of these, so what you get is two of Peter's iconic logos superimposed one on each other. But of course the seconds hand moves faster than the lower hour hand, and you get a continuous juxtaposition of the logos and an interesting range of patterns. The hand-finished Velsheda movement has been hand-finished with a beautifully sun-ray pattern visible through the sapphire window on the back. One big difference between this watch and the Shimoda is that the Velsheda movement has a much lower profile and consequently a much slimmer case. In common with other new watches in the Speake-Marin range, the Velsheda case is now in titanium. The top and bottom have been polished, while the side of the case has a brushed matte finish, very classy. Turning over the watch, the sapphire window shows the Speake-Marin topping tool logo again, this time as the arms to the rotor. The case back is relatively wide and covers the eccentric weight of the rotor, but the real highlight is the contrast between the deep blue of the rotor and the sunray cot finish of the movement. The Velsheda shows why the Speake-Marin brand continues to go from strength to strength and is selling more and more watches every year. The quality and design are key elements for Speake-Marin, and it's clear that this ethos continues. This is the Timeslot. I'm Ian Ellery.